Look, let me ask you something. You're making decent money, maybe 50, 60,000 a year. You've got a nice apartment, you eat out a few times a week, you treat yourself to things that make you feel like an adult. And here's the thing, you're not living extravagantly, you're just comfortable. So why does it feel like you're running on a treadmill that never stops? Here's what nobody tells you. That comfort you're paying for, it's the most expensive thing you'll ever buy. My name's Praku, and I spend way too much time thinking about why smart people stay broke while feeling rich. And if you're watching this, I'm willing to bet you fall into this exact category. You're educated, you work hard, you're not blowing money on ridiculous things. You just can't seem to get ahead. The savings account stays flat, the investment account doesn't exist, and retirement, that's a problem for future you. If this is hitting a little too close to home, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and drop a like, because what I'm about to show you is going to completely change how you think about the money you're making right now.
Okay, most people believe once I make more money, I'll start saving. That's the lie we tell ourselves at $30,000, then at $50,000, then at $80,000. The truth? Your lifestyle will expand to meet your income almost perfectly. It's called lifestyle inflation, and it's not a character flaw, it's human nature. But here's the part that should terrify you. The difference between someone making $50,000 who saves 15% and someone making $100,000 who saves nothing? The person making less will retire a millionaire. The person making more will work until they're 70. Let me show you why. According to OECD, the average American household savings rate is around 3 to 5%. 3 to 5%. That means if you're making $50,000, you're saving maybe $2,000 a year. Now, the behavioral economics research from people like Richard Thaler shows us something even more disturbing. When people get raises, over 80% of that additional income goes to lifestyle upgrades within 6 months. You get a $10,000 raise, $8,000 of it disappears into a nicer car payment, a bigger apartment, fancier dinners. And here's the really crazy part. Data from Vanguard shows that someone who invests $500 a month starting at age 25 will have over $1.4 million by age 65, assuming average market returns. But someone who waits until 35 to start, they need to invest almost $1,200 a month to catch up. Think about that. 10 years of delay costs you an extra $700 a month for 30 years.
Let's get specific. Let's say you're 28 years old, making $50,000 a year. Scenario A, you live on $42,500. That's 85% of your income. You invest the other $7,500 annually in a low-cost index fund averaging 8% returns. By 65, you have $2.1 million. Scenario B, you live on $48,500, spending 97% of your income, saving just $1,500 a year. By 65, you have $421,000. Same person, same salary, the only difference, you got comfortable with a lifestyle that was 13% more expensive. That extra $6,000 a year, about $500 a month, cost you $1.7 million over your lifetime. Now you might be thinking, but Praku, I need that money now. Life is expensive. I get it, I really do. But here's what you're not calculating. That comfortable life you're living right now, you're gonna pay for it twice. Once now, in dollars, and once later in decades of extra work. So why do we do this to ourselves? It comes down to something psychologists call present bias. We overvalue immediate rewards and undervalue future ones. A dinner out tonight feels more real than your retirement in 40 years. That makes sense, right? We're wired for it. Then there's social comparison. You see your coworkers, your friends on Instagram, your college roommate who just bought a house, and suddenly your perfectly adequate life feels insufficient. So you upgrade, you match, you keep up. There's also something called mental accounting. We treat money differently depending on where it comes from. A tax refund, that's free money to spend. A raise, that's lifestyle money. But money you've already budgeted to save, that feels painful to touch. And here's the kicker, loss aversion. We feel the pain of losing something we have twice as strongly as the pleasure of gaining something new. So once you've upgraded your lifestyle, cutting back feels like poverty. even if you're still living better than you did 2 years ago. Your brain is working against you. The question is, are you going to let it win? Look, I know what you're thinking. Praku, this sounds miserable. You want me to live like a broke college student forever? No, absolutely not. Here's what I'm actually saying. There's a massive difference between deprivation and intentionality. You can spend money on things that genuinely make your life better. Travel, good food, experiences with people you love. But the $50,000 comfort trap isn't about those things. It's about the default upgrades, the subscription you forgot about, the car that's slightly nicer than you need, the apartment with an extra bedroom just in case. It's about spending money because you can, not because it actually improves your life. And here's the thing nobody tells you. Past a certain point, more stuff doesn't make you happier. Research from Daniel Kahneman shows that emotional well-being plateaus around $75,000 in income. Beyond that, you're just collecting things, not building a better life. Think of your income like a river. Every month, money flows in. Now, most people build their life right at the edge of that river. They use every drop that comes through. So when the river runs dry, even for a moment, they drown. But what if you built your life a little further back? What if you only used 80% of the river and you diverted the other 20% into a reservoir? That reservoir becomes your freedom, your safety net, your ability to say no to a terrible job, your early retirement, your kids' education, your peace of mind. The river still flows. You're still living well. You're just not living on the edge anymore. But here's where it gets really interesting. Let's say you actually commit to this. You start investing 15% of your income, $625 a month. Within 2 years, you've got $15,000 saved. That's a real emergency fund. That's I can quit my toxic job money. Within 5 years, you've got $45,000. That's a down payment. That's a career pivot. That's options. Within 10 years, you've got over $115,000. And here's the wild part. By year 10, your investments are generating almost $9,000 a year in growth on their own. You're investing $7,500, but your money is making $9,000. Your money is working harder than you are. By year 20, you've got over $350,000. You're financially independent from the job you hate. And by year 37, at age 65, that $2.1 million I mentioned earlier. But here's the revelation that breaks people's brains. If you can live on $42,500 at age 28, you can probably live on $60,000 at age 50, adjusted for inflation. Which means once your portfolio hits $1.5 million, you're done. You can retire. You're 50 years old and you never have to work for money again. The $50,000 comfort trap isn't just costing you money, it's costing you 20 years of your life. So, what do you actually do? Step 1. Track every dollar you spend for 30 days, not to judge yourself, just to see where it's going. Use an app, use a spreadsheet, I don't care, just track it. Step 2. Identify your comfort expenses, the things you spend on out of habit, not intention. For most people, this is subscription services, eating out, and impulse purchases. Step 3. Automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer of 15% of your income into an investment account the day after you get paid. If you never see the money, you won't miss it. Step 4. Increase your savings rate with every raise. Got a 5% raise? Live off 2%, invest the other 3%. Your lifestyle still improves, but your future improves faster. Step 5. Reframe the question. Instead of asking, can I afford this? Ask, is this worth more than my freedom? Look, here's the thing about the $50,000 comfort trap. It's comfortable. That's the whole point. It feels good right now. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. Because the life you're living today, that's not free. You're paying for it with every single tomorrow you'll ever have. Every morning you'll wake up at a job you hate because you have to. Every year you'll work past 60 because you can't afford to stop. But it doesn't have to be that way. The gap between comfortable and free is smaller than you think. It's not about deprivation, it's about intention. It's about building a life that works for you, not one that keeps you working. 10 years from now, you're going to wish you started today. So start today. Thanks for watching. If this clicked for you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and I'll see you in the next one.